Morning Discord, morning YouTube. Let's get into it. Okay. Pre-market, little consolidation. We had a bounce up from the 20. We finished yesterday. The 20 was at 73.03. We're currently at 77. All right, if we look in our 5-minute, this is what we're looking for. These are the setups we're looking for, okay? So, new members, if you look to the far left, there's the charts channel. If you click on the charts channel, you can follow the charts. Okay, let's check the higher time frame. The 5-minute says we got some room for the upside. We're above the water. 30-minute says we're above the water, maybe starting our bull cycle. And the 1-minute, we're above the water on this bull cycle right now. So let's let a couple cycles play out, and we'll look for our setups. Now, because the holiday's coming up, me personally, my bias, which I was telling you, is that we're not gonna have a lot of movement. What do I know? Don't let here's the thing, right? Just because I have a bias doesn't mean anything. None of us need a bias here. That's not gonna help anybody. If you convince yourself of something that's before it's happened, that's not gonna help us. We need data. We're gonna let these early candles go by. we're gonna look for our setups. We're gonna wait for the algos to generate, and then we're gonna do safe entries, because I don't know if we've noticed, but over the last, I don't know, few weeks or so, maybe our initial moves were like the fake out, or that's where the secondary liquidity formed, and then we needed to wait until the secondary liquidity got taken out. So maybe what I'm trying to say is I've been noticing a trend where when we wait a little longer until we start taking our plays, until we wait until I say it's about to get easier from here, right? This is a little bit of patience. Let's wait for it today. And remember, not every day is a trading day. We don't have to hit a home run out the gate. Okay, so I'm going to be quiet for a little bit. I'm going to do some work, and I'll be right back. Give me a second. Let's let these first couple cycles play out. Okay, so before we make any movement on our 5 minute, we see we're in this liquidity box here. Now, in order to confirm we're going to be solidly inside of this one, we want to wait for a break. We want to retest this level down here, and then we want to see a rejection above it. That'll give us our continuation. We want to look for deep structure though on our 1 minute, right? So we want to see like we're gonna form a strong channel here. I'm just making this up, right? I don't know if this is gonna happen. I'm just giving you an idea of what to look out for, so when it happens, you're not surprised. So for example, we want to look for a strong move up. Let me see. I could see to maybe like 68 or something like that. Let's see if we get that move. So if there's going to be any downside, we want to wait until price builds up, and then maybe does one of these. Let me redo that. And then does one of these. But this is just an example. Be patient. We're gonna. The market will reveal itself. Don't worry. Just be patient. So far, I like the price action, right? So my bias that I had, we're gonna see, right? Because I was initially expecting an initial move, and then after that, maybe like a fade in a direction, like an annoying fade. Let's say it goes up, like an annoying fade like this, where it's hard to catch, and they keep faking you out like this, at a slow, annoying fade up. I've been a part of those days a lot. especially around the holidays. So that's why I'm just giving you, when I gave that analysis this morning, that was just my prior experience. That on holidays, the market doesn't like to move too much, or right before the holiday, and you know, they'll just burn out contracts. But we'll see, right? This is a good day to do some experiments on paper trading. It's a great day to do some experiments on paper trading, to really hone in our skill and to understand these concepts of liquidity, right? Because liquidity goes, in this strategy, it goes in two directions. Liquidity goes diagonal and horizontal. Okay, so we're gonna let a few cycles go by. Let's see the volume. We got volume coming in, so let's let a few cycles go by. We're still in this on the 5 minute. We're here. Let me do some work. I'll be right back. Let's see if this magenta holds up. Remember, we want to see if this is going to be a liquidity grab for the push down, or if this is going to form support at, what is this level? 77.95. This white line here. So we want to see if we're going to grab liquidity before the push down, or if we are going to make 77.95 support. So if we grab liquidity for the push down, it's going to look like this. If we're going to form support, it's going to look like this. All right, so it looks like this magenta is going to be holding up. So, let me see if I can maybe make a slight adjustment, but I'll leave it for right now. I think we're going to be in the magenta until we're not. So let's see if the liquidity builds up in here. Like, let's see if we form some liquidity in here and then break magenta. So let's see if it's going to be building purple and break magenta. You know, initially I put this just as a test, but we'll see. We'll see. We're going to test it, right? We like to test all of our, before we go in on plays, we need to test our thesis first, right? So I'm always going to say it's going to be building this and then break this, building that, break that. But usually we want to test. I don't just go in, you know, there's those days when it's, you just know, but usually we like a test. We want to see how the price reacts to the algo to know if which one is our buying and selling algorithm. So we need to test it, right? And I know we're anxious now and we like to get in on plays now, but we need data. I'm not here to risk anybody's money. Not every day is a trading day. We don't have to be in a play every single leg of every single minute. That's not a thing. We want safety. If you want this to be a thing where it's a sustainable career for you, you have to be patient. We need data. That's just every single business you're ever going to encounter. If they're successful, they're going to have a lot of data. So this is all just setting up, right? It's setting us up. The market is telling us right now, and they're holding up pretty well. So it looks like they're respecting the algos today. We're still in one. We probably need to let one or two go by. We need to let one or two cycles go by. So we're not going to force any trades. Let's just wait for it to happen. Today's a great day to paper trade right before the holiday. You don't want to leave upset. Today's a perfect day to paper trade, test your theory, and not FOMO when your paper trades plays hit. You can't FOMO, right? You just got to be okay with, all right, today's research and development day. I'm going to dedicate this to research and development. So if we finish this bull cycle and we enter our bear cycle and we're still inside, and we're still inside the magenta, that just means we're still holding the trend, right? That just means we're in a down cycle or the pullback in the trend. So we're gonna wait for confirmations. You'll see, it'll all get easier. Just give me a moment. Let me cook, as the kids say. Let me cook. So far it looks pretty good. The algos are holding up. They're all holding up, so it looks pretty good so far. So even though the algos are being respected, it does look like the price action isn't moving exactly how I thought it would move in the morning. So there goes, remember that bias check I just told you? I have a bias and here's what it is. Denied, right? Don't keep my bias, because whatever I had envisioned in my head before the market opened is not exactly happening the way I thought. So don't have a bias. That's why. Okay, if you're taking the trade on the break of this pink, you got to protect this trade, because the price action here, let's see, from 78.46 to 79. So this is a winner, right? This pink ranger is a winner. Actually, the retest would have been perfect. The break retest on 77. Oh, okay, look, here's a support I was saying we want to form, right? We want to see if 77.96 is going to be support. So if it was hard to see that on your 5-minute chart, that's why we use the 1 minute. Now you see the support. Now you see the support that formed, right? So our 1 minute is our sniper entry. We guide off the 5 minute to let us know our direction, or where the momentum's carrying us. So good example of how the 1 minute can be your sniper entry. Remember, rewind the tape. This morning I told you, wait for a break, retest, reject to form support on 77.96. So look, as long as we're in this magenta, we're in this magenta. So if you want to do a counter move, obviously the top of magenta would be where you buy your puts, right? As of now, right? This is the trend. bottom of magenta for calls, top of magenta for puts, right? This is the trend. So we're gonna wait for this trend to break. We see the trend, then we're gonna wait for it to break. And then we're gonna have blood in the water. Remember, the stock market is just patterns. You gotta learn how to recognize the patterns. And learning to recognize the patterns, that's just time in the market. It just takes practice. You'll see it. You know, every day I've been dropping little gems here and there. Lately I've been circling what the dance looks like, what to expect before it goes up or down, or what to look for, right? What the candle pattern is to look for. So I've been doing that a lot more lately, and I'm probably gonna. The reason I don't like to do it is because I know I have the experience, and I know what the patterns need to look like. And you don't know that yet, so it's a little risky for me, because I don't want to, I don't want to tell you something and be wrong because you interpreted it wrong, or because a lot of it is subjective, right? There's no, it's like a je ne sais quoi. You just gotta know, and it takes time. It's not like you won't, it just takes time to know. And look, also, if you took the break, retest, reject of 77.96, this is where you need to start implementing your exit strategy, because a few times, especially on this candle right here, they threaten you to close the legs, right? They threaten you to close the legs right here. This is why you gotta wait for it to actually happen. This is what I'm talking about let it happen, instead of trying to front run it, right? So let's say this candle, if you're doing MACD strategy or whatever, and you're supposed to wait for the close, look, it never crossed, or supposed to wait for the cross, it never crossed, right? It bounced. That's why I'm telling you, wait for whatever it is to happen that you're waiting for, just wait for it. Chances are you're not going to be late. You're not going to be late. We always think, oh, I didn't get the best possible entry, therefore, I don't want to take this play because I feel like I'm too late. And a lot of times you're not. A lot of times you're not too late. Now, if you see me doing, okay, this is for new members mainly. Now, I don't know when certain things are going to happen, right? For example, I don't know when this downtrend is going to happen. What I'm saying is I know what it needs to look like. Meaning, at a certain point, maybe around whenever I drew it at 68, I think that's a reasonable point for a possible liquidity grab and turnaround. So I don't know at what point in the day this is going to happen. I just know when certain levels are approached or get touched, then I know there's another action that follows after. So the market is a set of if-then statements. If this happens, then I do this. If that happens, then I do this. So I'm waiting for the if-then statements. If you took the initial break and retest off of 77.96, you're in money. You're in money, and you got to protect your trade. I'll be right back. Don't overtrade. Okay, here we go. So let's see what happens when we get to 68. I believe there to be a lot of liquidity at 68. So if we look at our 5-minute chart, here's how you read this chart. We knew we had one of two options. Either it's going to go to this liquidity box or this one. What we needed to do was see a break, retest, and reject off of this liquidity box here, right? That happened. Wait, what happened? Okay. That happened right here on the break, retest, and reject of this liquidity box. Okay? So everything we said that was going to happen this morning literally happened in front of your face to perfection, to the exact penny. Look at the penny. Look at the penny right there. To the exact penny. Okay, back to the action. Now we're still in our first cycle, right? We need to let 1 or 2 cycles go by. Okay, if you're interested in learning how to trade with us, send me an email, LiveSPYTrading@gmail.com. I'll get you sorted out. You don't have to do this by yourself. We got a whole team of people, a whole community in here, and they're all very good people, for the most part. For the most part. Not everything they said about these people are true. It's not all true. Look, if you're new and you see how everything is played out exactly as we expected, you can't feel FOMO here. You can't feel FOMO. Just be patient with this. It's gonna take time. I know you see like, well, what the hell? Why isn't everyone just going in on all these plays, right? Why don't you just do this and do? There's rules to it, right? There's rules to it. Okay, so let's see if this is going to be our bigger retest and reject, right? Let's see. Now look, if I didn't draw this entire move way before it happened, then yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained by now? Jeez. Look at these parlor tricks. Jumping through hoops for you all. Look for the dance right here. Remember, I'm always telling you, look for the dance before it heads out, right? The reason why you want to look for the dance, now it's not going to be 100%, but the reason why you want to look for the dance is because, watch. You want to see if this head has a shoulder, and you want it to bounce right here and form another shoulder. That'll be ideal. Now, if it breaks the liquidity and just breaks, that'll be great too. But in my line of work, what I've noticed is that usually shoulders work better in pairs. They usually work better in pairs. All right, major liquidity right here. Let's see if this is going to be the break and retest. Look for the break and retest here. Right, so the entry is going to be on the break and retest. So look, if the price gets back above this shoulder, you better start thinking the other way. All right, Discord, listen, here's something I want to address. I'm going to go mute really quick. This is just for the Discord, so YouTube, give me a second. Look at the money we just printed. Look at the money. There it is. Look, on the break of R, there's a little dance right here. Remember I told you the little dance we wanted to see before it heads out? Here it is. Look at the money. Look at the money. Easy. Easy claps. It's too easy. There it is. Look at it. Perfect. It doesn't get any better. I told you when it was going to happen. I told you when it was going to happen. Look at this money. There it is. This is why you joined. This is why you joined right here. This is it. Now protect your trade, right? Don't get greedy here. Look at the money we just printed. Oh my goodness. It feels good to be a gang. Look at the money we printed early in the morning. Welcome. Welcome. Mr. Alvaro. Where's Mrs. Anya? Mrs. Anya, where are you at, Ms. Anya? You're supposed to be in here. Look at the money. There it is. You show up to work every day. Doesn't mean you have to win every day. Listen, here's another thing. Don't overstay your welcome here. Here's another thing. Follow your strategy. What business in the world doesn't have expenses? Every single business in the world has an expense. You think day trading has no expenses? You're wrong. We have expenses. This is a business like any other business. So if you think you're going to sit here and never take a loss, I don't know what you're playing the wrong game here, because it doesn't work like that. Every business has expenses. It's just a business expense if you take a loss. That's how you have to look at it. If you count yourself down and out forever, you're never gonna win. It's impossible. You have to realize this is just a business. That's all it is. All right, let me focus here real quick. I'll be right back. Hold on. Let me focus. if whatever happens is about to happen, I'm gonna gloat so bad. I'm gonna gloat so bad. Hold on, let's see it. If it happens like, I think it's gonna happen, but it happens like right now, that'll be amazing. That'll be absolutely amazing. Okay. Come on, give me a little bit more. A little bit more. I want to get below my dotted line, and then it'll play out perfect. They didn't give it to me. It's okay. All right, now let's see if this is going to be our break. You see the break right here? Look, break. So here's the price, break to the exact level. Now we want to see if we're going to retest, right? Now we're doing the retest. You see the retest? Now we're going to wait for the rejection. Now the retest could happen all the way up until, what is this, magenta. So if we, again, if we get above this shoulder, you better start thinking the other way. Here, let me clear up the chart. Watch. Watch how easy. Watch how easy it's gonna be. We already know what to look out for. Look, if it wants to head up, watch for the test here. If it wants to head up, watch out for that. All right, it's gonna start getting easier. Give me a second. Watch. Just need a little bit more data. All right, let me work really quick. I'll be right back. I just need, I don't want the damn microphone in my mouth while I'm trying to do all this stuff. Give me a second. I'll be right back. All right, this is what we really want to see if it's going to happen. I drew that messed up. Hold on. Let me redraw that. Oh man, I look like I got problems with that drawing. All right, here. Let's see. Like this. Like this. And like this. So we're gonna see if this actually plays out. All right, look, so remember, here are the two options. Here are the two things that are going to happen. So you see that this is our 50-50 here, right here. If the price gets up to here, somewhere in here, you got a 50-50 shot, right? I don't know when this is going to happen. I just know at what price it needs to be around. Okay, so at some point, I'm gonna highlight one of these lines, and if the line is going in the up direction and it's highlighted, that means you're buying the opposite direction. So puts, right? So if it's going up, we want to buy puts. So we want to look for the price to grab liquidity before it heads out. But listen, today is going to be, it's the holiday type stuff, right? If this is the initial move, I would not be surprised if it just fizzles out for the rest of the day. So let's just be patient. We need deep structure here. Okay, so for example, Mr. Alvaro, let's say you're looking for calls, right? Here, let me clean up the chart. And I'm glad you asked the question instead of just staying there being quiet. So price gravitates around liquidity. So we know we have liquidity here. We know we have liquidity here. And we have liquidity here. So basically, what we need to do, what we're trying to figure out, is if we are grabbing liquidity before the push up. So we want to break the level, retest the level, and reject off the level. And that will tell us if we have this. Okay, so if none of that happens, then the other option is this. Watch, let me show you. Now, I didn't get a chance to do the up yet because we just haven't. So we're doing levels. I didn't get a chance to draw the algo for the up because it hasn't presented itself. So we're doing key levels at this point. But, so for example, our entry would be on puts. This is an example. If the price were to do this, and then I tell you, and I have this highlighted, your puts would be on the break of this magenta, for example. Or, you know, we just did this example here, right? The magenta was the put scenario. So you had to look for the head, the shoulder, the other shoulder before, and the dance before it went out of the magenta, which is what happened. So again, this takes time. You're not going to get it all in the first session. You're going to have to listen to me for quite a while, right? Just to understand the lingo, the jargon that I'm using. So look, one of two things is going to happen from here. It's going to either do this, or it's going to do this, what I drew. So one of two things. Eventually, I'm going to find the other algo that we need. It's just going to take some time. But in a little bit, I'm going to say, watch, everything's going to get way easier from here. So it might even be right now. We're going to see if this green is going to give us what we need. So just be patient. Just if you're trying to sit here and figure it all out, write your notes down on the side that you have questions about, and then we'll address it. So look, we want to see if we're gonna break this green for the upside, or if we're gonna break this magenta for the downside, right? So we're stuck in a 50-50, right? Remember that 50-50 I put right here? Boom, we're stuck in that 50-50. So we're stuck between liquidity. This is where we let the market tell us who's gonna win. Now chances are, if they start breaking above this green and forming support above the green, then it's probably gonna head up. If we break below this magenta, we're probably gonna head down. It's based on probabilities, right? It's based on probabilities. We don't know for sure. We just have to wait for our setup to happen, and then one of them is gonna happen, either one. So the odds are in our favor at this point. Now, how you manage the trade after that, that's the thing I can't do for you, right? That's the thing you're gonna need to figure out on your own. But you have to allow either this green or this magenta to break. And then because it's like they're really close together, you want to look for confirmations. So a break, retest, and a reject to the upside, or a break, retest, reject to the downside, either one. So basically we're trying to see if our entry for calls is going to be on green and our entry for puts are going to be on magenta. That's what we're trying to see right now. So we have to wait for that to happen. So don't front run it, just allow it to happen and just be patient. So we're gonna see what happens. I'm gonna be here. I'll be here in the background just being quiet. So I haven't gone anywhere. I'm just being quiet. Give me a second. If 70s, what is this? 77.69. If this forms support, look, we already know what we're looking for. We already know exactly what we need to look for. So watch. If you're new, you should be paper trading anyway. You should be paper trading. If you're on YouTube and you just see a whole bunch of kung fu on your screen and you have no idea what's going on, you have to send me an email, LiveSPYTrading@gmail.com. I'll get you sorted out. I'm offering a free session. If you join over the weekend, well, actually long weekend will be a good idea as well. You get this whole opportunity to look in the Discord, and you can get your free session when we return on Monday or whenever the market returns. And then you can determine then if you fit our trading style. Okay, just some terminology. Whenever I use the word don't front run it, that means like, all right, you see this red candle? If we think we're gonna buy puts and you see this red candle, front running it means you're buying the put before it actually triggers your entry. So the entry would be the close below this magenta, right? That should be the entry. But front running it is if you enter before it closed below. So just be patient, we're gonna see what's gonna happen. My bad. There might be secondary liquidity right here. Right here, secondary liquidity. So we actually need to break this second one. We need to break this second one. This is secondary liquidity. I'll redo it. See, look, this right here, they're building up strength. They're building up strength. We just don't know what direction yet. But they're building up strength. So if we get above 78.53, here, let me do this. Watch. Watch this. There's a little range here now, right? We've identified the little range. See his little range here? Now we're gonna see what's gonna happen when they break this range. So above this green, you're looking for calls. Below this magenta, below this red, you're looking for puts. Very simple. Look how beautiful this is. If none of this happens, then guess what? You just saved yourself from being caught in chop, right? If none of this happens, we break this green and we're above this green, or we break this magenta and we're below this red. If none of this happens, then we're just caught in chop. Easy. Too easy, right? So just put your alerts. Put your alerts. Put alerts on green and put your alerts on magenta and red. Do that. You don't have to sit here and try to guess what the stock market's gonna do. When I'm telling you, don't have a bias, this is the time when you don't need to have it. It doesn't even matter which way it goes because we have our entries, right? So that doesn't make sense to have a bias like, oh, I want to call, but it's going the opposite way. Why does it matter what you want, right? It doesn't matter. Just let the play happen. It's gonna happen. Just wait. Just be patient. Don't overtrade. Set your alerts. You see what I'm saying? Don't front run it. Allow it to happen. Do you see? If you thought it was gonna go green and then close above, and look what happened, it wicked. That's what I'm saying. Don't front run it. Allow it to happen. Whatever needs to happen, let that happen. You're not gonna be late. Look at your 5-minute chart. This needs to happen down here. Okay? You see it on the 5-minute chart? This needs to happen. Otherwise, we're just still in. Look. If it doesn't, then we're just still in magenta. Look, just let this range clear. You see there's a liquidity box halfway from white to green, and there's a liquidity box from white to red. Let it clear. There's no reason to have a bias and try to guess where it's going to go from here. For what? You'll know once everything I told you, once all that happens, then you'll know. There's no reason to guess. Now also watch against the stop hunt here, right? So you got to be careful that momentum candles don't turn into stop hunt candles. Don't front run it. Let everything happen. Remember, let it all happen. We need to be below magenta, below red, or above green and above green. Let it all happen. Otherwise, you're okay with the price inside of this range. We're literally at the 50-50, right? So look, if we split this range halfway up the green, halfway down for the red, we're literally at 50-50. So this is a range in here. So just wait for the range to break. You're not going to be late. Now, if it does get above, look for the same. Hold on, let me just. If, right? We gotta wait. If, but I'm showing you what it needs to look like. If we do get above, then you have to watch out for that, okay? Okay, if you took the break of green, you got to protect your trade, okay? Your trade's protected. You can't lose from here. So, Mr. Alvaro, because the green broke, your entry is on green for calls, right? Because the green broke. If your magenta would have broke, this would have been your entry on puts. Cool? And look, let's say this doesn't work. What else do we got, right? This is our best option. So it's a matter of probabilities. So your best bet is to wait till we get above this green. Break this green, above this green. If you're a little risky, you're in here playing, you're scalping inside the range. While you're inside the range, you got to be scalping. Outside the range, you could probably let it run a bit. So this looked like a dance to the upside, but they didn't do it. So it looked like they were gonna dance and push it up, but it didn't. I'll be a little bit patient, but it didn't do exactly what I thought it was gonna do, so it's gotta be a little bit patient here. Yeah, I wanted to see a strong move on this candle right here, on this 31 candle. I wanted to see it break like a strong move above and then the retest. It didn't happen like that, so I'm starting to. All right, just be patient. Okay, so here's your second bite of the apple on green. If you took this green here, your second bite of the apple's here, right? So your trade is 100% protected. You can't lose from here. So, Mr. Alvaro, are you understanding the strategy here? Thank you for the polls, by the way. I like the polls in the Discord. Now, Mr. Alvaro, there's 3 strategies for entry and exits, which is going to be on lesson 8, right? So look at this point right here, and then you go to lesson 8 and figure out which one is the best strategy for you. Okay, there's 3 different strategies that I offer. It's in lesson 8, so you need to figure out now, while you're fresh and just starting, which strategy is more conducive to your trading style. You need to figure out your own like tweak this to your own style now, right? You're going to use my framework, and then you're going to come up with your own trading style using my framework, right? Your own set of rules using my framework. Look at the money we printed. There it is. There's the money. Listen, I told everyone exactly what was going to happen. Exactly what was going to happen. I told you, do not front run this. Allow the close above or below, whatever. Look at the money we just printed. It's too easy. Send me an email, LiveSPYTrading@gmail.com. I'm going to get you sorted out. There, look, it happened right in front of your face. We do this every day. So don't panic if you take a loss. You know, you cannot panic. You have to trust our strategy. We're gonna get you fine. Don't worry. You're gonna be fine. You're on the journey. You know who I'm talking to. You're on the journey. Just don't panic. If you panic, it's gonna mess everything up, right? Your psychology is very important in this. Look at the money we just printed. Safely. That's what I love about this strategy. You know, it's really hard to be wrong twice in a row, and we engage in safety here, right? Look at the short-term financial gains we are experiencing today. Today's been a good day. Today's been a good day. Now, don't overstay your welcome, right? Just let the winners win. Here's where you're at, what do you call it? You are exercising your exit strategy. So here's one exit strategy from the Discord. You enter on green, and you wait and you get out on single contracts on the break of this purple. This is the big win, right? As soon as the price breaks a purple, that's one strategy. This is for newer members, right? So you can build that account. I don't want you to try to be gangsters at this point now. You need to try to build the account first. So you're gonna take your wins. Take the wins, even though they're small. Eventually what's gonna happen is those little ones are gonna be really big wins. Eventually what's gonna happen is you're gonna understand how the market breathes. You're gonna understand not to panic. You're gonna understand to trust the strategy and let whatever is gonna happen, let it happen. You're better off putting your stop loss where it should go than trying to stop the bleeding thinking that you know more than the stock market. So stop panicking, let it happen. Put your stop loss where it needs to be, and if you get stopped out, you should feel comfort in knowing that it's really hard to be wrong twice in a row. Really hard to be wrong twice in a row. You hear me every day when I'm like, oh, I got stopped out. I took a loss. I stopped out. This one hurt me. You hear me say it every day. Well, not every day, but you hear me say it often whenever it happens. And I don't panic because I've been through it so many times. I've been through it. The one red candle that you think is going to ruin your whole trade, and then it ends up going green on that candle, and it stops you out for just $1 inside of your stop, and you took a loss, and then all of a sudden, I've been through it so many times. I've been through it, and I know that it's better than me just putting my stop where I know it needs to go and leaving it, walking away. Because if you start touching it, it always happens. It always happens. And it happens at the time when you always tell yourself, don't do what you did last time. Do something different. And then for some reason, that demon gets over you and you have to move your stop. And you feel comfort in stopping out. And you're like, fine, whatever. I'd rather stop out and get rid of this pain. And then it goes on and then you feel FOMO. It always happens. If that's happened to you, hit the like button. Hit the like button on the video if that's ever happened to you. If that's happened to you, send me an email. It doesn't have to. Send me an email, LiveSPYTrading@gmail.com. I'll get you sorted. Look at the money we printed. Look at this. We're still printing money. We're still printing money. I'm talking to you nice and calm about this candle just to let you know, stop panicking about a red candle. That's why I'm talking to you calm, talking to you through this, telling you what the strategy is, letting you know to wait for it to break purple. Don't just exit. Stop, your little greasy ass fingers. Move your fingers away from the computer. Allow your strategy to happen, whatever it is. Right? So number 2 strategy is still winning. Actually, number 1 exit and number 2 from lesson 8 is still winning. There's no reason to leave the trade. We're still in the trade. Here's your break, retest, reject of the green. There's nothing more I can do. You got your second bite at the apple. There's nothing more I can do. I've done my job today. All you have to do is show up and implement this strategy. You will be fine. Don't overextend yourself. Don't over leverage yourself. Take your little wins. Stop having FOMO about collecting $13. Some of you get mad about collecting $13. You have to get this evil out of your spirit. That's greed. That is greed. If you didn't know, I'm telling you, that's greed, and it's going to lead you down a bad path. Be happy with the $13 you made, and be thankful for that you know that you have the ability to make more $13. Look at the money we're printing. Look at it. And there's people still going to sit on YouTube trying to get the easy way out, and it's never going to happen for you. It's just not. I know you may be some short-term success now, but God forbid one day if something happens and I don't stream one day, and you try to get ballsy on your own, and then it goes against you, you're going to hate me forever. And I'm giving you the opportunity now. Announcement, while we're on the subject. Announcement, after December, the price for the Discord is going to be going up. I'm going to lock in current members at a certain rate, and then that's going to be grandfathered in forever. So if you just join new members, you're going to get grandfathered in. But after December, the price is going up. I'll come up with a price list probably after today, after this holiday weekend. But the price is going to be going up. If you're interested in joining, now's the time, or else it's you're going to be subject to change. So technically, exit strategy 1 was on the break of this purple right here. This exit strategy 1, you could have taken your profit from the break of this green to the break of this purple. Exit strategy 1. Exit strategy 2 is actually still in play, right? So if you're doing multiple contracts, your entry was on the break of this green. Your runners are probably underneath this, right above this green right here. So those runners are probably going to get stopped out. Okay, now exit strategy 3 would be to allow this full bear cycle to go through, and you're gonna hope that, let me clean up the chart really quick. If you're on exit strategy 3, which means you're in multiple contracts and you have a lot of money in your bank account, you're gonna wait for this bear cycle to play out. And then your bear cycle should be like this. We should get some continuation up. So a weak bear cycle will look something like this. It's not going to go below, what is this? 77.69. So let me adjust this right now. Because now that we're in a different area now, right? So that means liquidity's changed. I'm gonna move this one to 1. I'll put this one, that one's still a 2. So if we start getting below 77.69, look the other way. Think the other way. Until then, we're in the uptrend, okay? Until we get below, really 76.77. But, so this will be our trigger to let us know to start looking for puts, and this will be, we're gonna get our sniper entries below 76.77. Okay, so no puts until we get below here. That's what it is. That is what it is. So look, exit strategy 3, still winning. Still winning. So this is where you need to come up with your exit strategies. Figure out which one works for you. I can't do all that, right? There's certain limitations I have. I can show you where the setups are. It's up to you to maximize that. And don't overstay your welcome. Look at this small movement today. You know, we were able to make something out of it. But don't overstay your welcome, right? Take your money. Take your money. I'm actually having a really hard time seeing any structure here. Hold on, let me get higher time frame. I think today went exactly, so far it went kind of how I expected, right? A strong initial, we had a strong initial move, push up, push down, and then just kind of chopping sideways. This is kind of what I was expecting today. So if I don't see any strong movements, especially on the break of this magenta, and I don't like how it broke structure here. So I might, you know, I'm just assessing the market right now. You know, I had my initial move here. I usually take guardrails. I usually take break of whatever. But anyways, like I'm saying, I'm not convinced with the price action today that it's gonna have the movement we need. I'll be here just to trade with you all, but it's doing what I thought it was gonna do. So I think this blue, right? You see the blue? That's deep structure. I like this blue. So if we don't see like, all right, look, so we want to build in blue and break green, or we want to build in purple and break magenta. Those are our setups. Write that down. Okay, I'm going to walk around. I need to circulate some blood. I'll be right back. Set your alerts. Really quick before I go, look, we're still above the water. We're in the uptrend. You don't want to fight the trend. Once we get below 76, then we'll start looking the other way. Our trigger is going to be, we're going to have a couple triggers. Break of this magenta, break of this red, and then break of this red. We're going to start, our eyes are going to open up on the break of this magenta. We're going to look for entries on the break of this, what is this? This red? Hold on, let me focus, hold on. I'm here, I'm just being quiet, I gotta focus, give me 1 second. Really quick, Discord, on the 5-minute chart, I want you to see the microstructure I had drawn out, but look, we didn't get the confirmation, right? We needed to break this magenta. We needed to break this magenta. We didn't get the confirmation. This is why you don't front run. Yeah, so this, let me clean up this chart. This magenta It's holding all the liquidity. This magenta right here. That's where all the money is. Look, you see all the money in magenta? Really quick, I want everyone to pay attention. If we look at this candle on 1025, look how it broke the candle, or look how it broke the liquidity, right? Just to continue forward, this was a liquidity grab. This is why I said at this point, not only do we want it to break this magenta, but we need it to go below this red. This is why I said that. Not only magenta, but also red. Over here, I said not only green, but also this green. So we have to know that certain levels of liquidity have been taken out. Look, rewind the tape. I told you it was going to be ugly like this, right? A slow, ugly grind in a direction. Remember I told you it was going to be like this? There it is. You needed this experience in the market to realize, like, okay, just like I said a little while ago, you know what? I don't like the price action. I've taken my money for the day. I don't need to risk any more money. I don't like this price action. I need to see a amazing stellar setup before I take any plays, or else I'm probably going to be done for the day. As far as trading, I'll still be sitting here charting, but actually taking any trades, I don't think so. I think I'm going to have a good weekend. On a micro scale, I want to see if maybe this is happening here. It's so ugly that it's not even really there, so it could be this right here. Could be that. But the structure is already broken, so it's not really. It's not really. I don't think the algos are going to be. I mean, they're respecting the algos, so we'll just let it play out. It's just the price action's slow. That's all. They're still respecting the algos as of right now. The price action's just slow. Okay, so technically, yeah, this would be one of our setups, but let's see if we built in blue. It's a little thin structure, but I guess, you know, I like the deep structure right here. Little thin, but I think the price action is just moving slow. They're gonna want to burn out your contracts. They're gonna lull everyone into boredom, and then all of a sudden they're gonna move the market. It's gonna skyrocket. Soon as I decide to get off, it's gonna skyrocket. It's usually how it works. All right, let's see what we got. I didn't take this trade, but protect your trade. Protect your trade. What is that? 56. This. You got plenty of time. This is a winner. You got plenty of time on this. Protect your trade. I didn't take this trade, but yeah. Protect your trade. Now I feel I'm gonna not feel FOMO. I made my decision that I'm not gonna trade anymore. I made that decision. I'm just gonna be okay with it because I know what's gonna happen, right? I'm gonna be like, oh man, I can get in now, but I'm not. I'm not going to. I'm just gonna let it go, and I made my decision to not trade anymore, and I'm gonna allow the opportunity loss to just wash over me and just be upset in my own little corner. Look at the money that just got printed. And here's the thing. This was me being greedy because I was like, you know what? I don't like the price action. The price is moving too slow. And then look at the money it just printed. That's me, stupid. That's me. But you know what? My psychology wasn't in it, so. Okay, protect your trade here. Man, FOMO. FOMO. And in real life, if I did take that trade, I know that one candle would have taken me out right there. Because I can tell by my psychology, or you know, by just the mental, that I wouldn't stay in this trade too long. I know I would chase this. I know this candle would stop me out. In real life, if I were to take that trade, I know this candle would stop me out. I would have taken all of this. Just because I didn't like the thin structure right here. Let's see how much it's gonna get though on the break of this green. See, and this is what would happen to me. And you know, when I first started, a lot of this used to happen. I would let one red candle stop me out, and then it would continue. Right? The same. We all go through it. We all go through it. We all go through it. And in real life, I'm telling you what would have happened. If I would have taken this trade, I know for sure this one candle would have stopped me out, and then this would. I called it, right? Everything I already know was gonna happen. I already know, because I'm just so used to like my own trading, like how look at the money that just got printed. Oh my goodness, there it is. Look at the money, and it was my own bias that. And I told everyone, don't go off my bias. See, I knew my psychology wasn't there today. Here's the entry on the break of green, right? On the break of this green. Oh man, today was a good day. It's okay, you know what? We made money today. I'm not gonna be greedy because I know that where that greed leads. I made good money today, I'm not gonna lie. But you know, a little bit of FOMO setting in now because I just told myself, okay, I'm done trading, and I don't even know why, just because. And then look at all the money I just left on the table. I know I'm contradicting myself right now because I keep saying, don't let it affect you. And then you hear me nonstop talking about it because I'm upset. I'm a human. I am a human, and I Feeling the FOMO right now. I'll tell you that. I'm feeling the FOMO. Jeez. Look at the money I just left on the table. But Discord, I hope you guys learn from me. Learn from me, right? Stick to the strategy. Our entries are the break of green. Break a green here, boom, winner. Break a green here, winner. Or you could have took this green right here, Green Ranger, winner. Look at the money that printed from Green Ranger. Look at the money that printed from Green Ranger. Listen, everything that okay, rewind the tape, go back to the 1031 candle. The 1031 candle, when I circled it and I said, I thought that they're going to do the dance for the up. They ended up doing the dance for the up. All right, cool. And then I told you, look, the gangsters, they're going to hold for the weak bear cycle. The gangsters are going to hold for the weak bear cycle. Look at it. It just happened. Everything that I said would happen happened perfectly to a T, to the exact levels, to the exact price. Look at the money that just got okay. Look at this money. If you're interested in learning how to trade like this, send me an email, LiveSPYTrading@gmail.com. I'll get you sorted out. Look, I get these paths right maybe 80% of the time. Look at the precision on the path. This is, oh my goodness. FOMO. I got FOMO. And I even told myself here, go ahead and buy call now. You're not going to be late. You're not going to be late. Buy call now. My own strategy I didn't listen to. Oh my goodness. Look at the money that got printed from green. Very simple. Very simple. Look at this. Oh man. This is bad FOMO. I got bad FOMO. I almost got rage quit FOMO. Like, I'm about to rage quit. For real. Oh my goodness. I'm about to rage quit. You know, this is how I know that I'm you know, evil greed is starting to enter my psyche, because even though I'm green for the day, I still feel FOMO, and that's not good. Right? Now I'm starting to think to myself, just jump in, take the trade, take the loss, and just feel good. I don't know. Right? Now I'm starting to, I feel the revenge trading coming in, and the FOMO, it's an evil feeling. It's an evil feeling, and this is when I know I need to stay away. My entry was here. I missed. I told myself I'm not going to trade, and I didn't. And oh man, I'm just verbalizing all of my FOMO right now. Yeah, this one hurt. But I'm actually live streaming for Discord members, right? We're doing this for Discord members, so I'm happy that I was able to show you guys where the money was. That's what I am happy for. So that's what I'm going to be thankful for. Excuse me, sorry. I'm going to be thankful that I was able to provide this play for the world, for the internet. Whoever's watching, if you took the break of this green on calls, good. I'm happy for you. I know I don't sound like it, but I am. I'm actually, look at the money I left on the table. Oh, you're welcome, DC. You don't have to thank me. You're the one doing the work, but geez, I feel so bad. I feel so bad about it. I shouldn't feel bad. I shouldn't feel bad because we made money, but man, to see this go, look at all these green, and I even knew on this red candle, I was like, just buy call now, man. This is the retest, just buy call. But I wanted to stick to my rules. I wanted to stick to my rules, man. You know what? I'm not going to feel bad about this because yesterday I bought a revenge call. And that was definitely against the rules. But I bought a revenge call yesterday, so I'll just chalk it up to I already broke the rules too many times this week. But I'm not going to be upset. We had a good day. We had a good day. Just, I know, I sound upset. Look at this money I left on the table. I hope the Discord picked up on it. Yeah, donate to science. Man, I didn't donate anything. I kind of wish I just would have. Man, look at the money. It's still printing. It's still printing. Listen, on YouTube, if you're on YouTube and you took this trade, you better send a like. You better hit the like button and write a comment saying that you're gonna name your firstborn LiveSPYTrading, because this was an amazing play. This was a perfect look. I don't know who's on the internet telling you to buy call exactly on, you know, at the perfect entry, but whoever's telling you to do it, they're a good person. That should be your look at the money that's been printed. Look, I drew this path. I don't know how long ago. I don't know how long ago I drew this path, but it, man, 80% of the time I get it right. I'm just sitting here watching all this money that Okay, I'm gonna get up and walk away for a little bit. Give me a second, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna get up. I'm gonna circulate some blood. I'll be back. Don't overtrade. Dang, look at that, man. Okay, I'm over it now. Look at the money. So look, there's people on the internet that are charging literally thousands of dollars for their course or whatever they're selling, their course and their call outs and all this. $1,000 literally. There's some that are upwards of 300 to 500. I'm offering sustainable income for yourself for $100 a month. The same $100 you piss away every weekend on whatever vice you have, that same money. And there's still gonna be people who see, you see clearly. I don't know who's a better day trader on the internet than me. I don't know. Prove me wrong. If I'm not the best, prove me wrong. I'm willing to accept it. Prove me wrong. Show me someone with better results. Look at the exact entry on this, on the call here. The exact entry on the call here. Prove me wrong. The put here. Come on now. We only had 3 plays today. Here are our plays. Play number 1. Put under this magenta. Play number 2. Call on the break of this green. Play number 3, call on the break of this green or the break of this green. These are our plays. So rewind the tape. Rewind the tape. I told everyone our entries are going to be build in blue, break the green. Build in blue, break the green. I told everyone that. Or for the down, it's going to be build in purple, break the magenta. Build in purple, never broke the magenta, right? 100%. I don't want to hear anything. Prove me wrong if I'm not the best. Prove me wrong. It's true. I got the data. I have the data on my side. I'm not making anything up. You don't have to believe me. Go look, February 3rd. That's when it all started. Or January 31, but February 3rd is when I did my first live stream. Go back and look. It's all live. Go back and look. And back then, when I wanted to prove myself, I was putting arrows on every play to show everyone that I'm doing it live. To give everyone free sauce. It's all recorded. I don't have to make it up. I mean, look at how could you get any better than I don't know how it gets any better. Someone's drawing something on the screen and showing you what's gonna happen, and it happens. Shit, at this point, 45 minutes in advance. Absolutely incredible. Incredible day. I'll be back. Nothing to do here. I'm just going to let this keep playing out. Still, our put scenario isn't until below 77.95 minimum. Look at the money that's being printed from the break of this green. I even told, look, rewind the tape. I told you all, while we're inside of this range, between green and red, don't even play. Don't even get involved in between here. Why? Because that means you're just gonna get caught in chop. I don't know how much more perfect could it be. Look, it broke green and it also broke above green at the same exact time. It broke green and it broke green at the same exact time. This is not an accident, right? You understand that I was the precision with my algorithms, you can't get better. You can't. It doesn't exist. It just doesn't. Prove me wrong. The way how I know that my algorithm was spot on, look at the retest right here. Look at the retest on the break of our green trend line algorithm, whatever you want to call it, and then we had our resistance. These two things happened at the exact same time. This is called perfection. This is perfection. Exactly. Can't lose from here. Perfect, DC. Good job. Can't lose from here. Good job. You're getting it. See, you're getting it. Now you get it. Now you get it. It takes time. Just follow the strategy. That's it. Our hardest thing is to sit on our hands after we take a trade. That's going to be the hardest thing. Is to sit on your goddamn hands after you hit buy. Next play is going to be an annoying grind. It's not going to be... I mean, the next play is going to be below 76.77. It's already highlighted. It's already highlighted for you. Nothing's changed. Oh my goodness. The precision. You're not... Look at this algorithm. No one's doing this. It's just not happening. No one is live telling you when to buy a call, when to buy a put. Who's doing it? Not with the precision, not with the accuracy. It just doesn't exist. Look, I told you, we're in magenta until we're not. If you're trading in here and you're going against the trend, that's on you. We've already talked about this. This is very simple. Oh my goodness, look at the money that printed from green. All right. Okay. 80%. Amazing job. Good job. So listen, if you're in the Discord and you're seeing some, you know, you're making it happen, don't be afraid to take new members under your wing, right? Because when I'm sitting here and I'm charting and I'm very into it, I'm seeing red. I'm seeing black. I can't even focus on anything. I'm very concentrated on charting, right? So if you're doing well, you know, the onus is going to be on me at the end of the day. But don't be afraid to offer some tidbits of information to the newer members. Explain what I mean. And new members, don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to ask. If they're in here and you see people printing, don't be afraid to ask them. How'd you do it? Where'd you put your stop? Could we trade together? Could we DM on the side? Whatever it is. Where'd you put your stop? Let's do it together. You're gonna find strength in numbers. You don't have to do it by yourself. Now the hard part, look, is gonna be identifying the chop. Identifying chop and realizing when we're in chop. And not front running plays. I guarantee some of you front run some of the plays, right? I guarantee some people went on a put here before it closed below 76.77, right? Because I said if we close below this magenta and below the red, right? Or I said if we close above green and above the green, right? It had to be both. If this, then. So if we close above green and green, then you buy a call. If we close below magenta and red, then you buy a put. I said this on the internet for everyone to see. So if you didn't do that, there's nothing I can do for you, right? If you let the movement of the market, the way the market breathes, scare you out and stop you out, there's nothing I can do about that. You have to recognize the patterns yourself. You have to go through getting stopped out to feel that pain, to know what you shouldn't do again, right? It's kind of like a hot stove. You need to touch the hot stove to know, okay, let me not touch that again. So the hot stove in this instance is going to be your sell order. Stop touching that sell order. If the play is playing, let your winners win. So here's what happens. Your winner wins. You get 2 or 3 candles in your direction, right? You get that one red candle, and then your whole thesis changes. Why? You have to let your winners win. Let it win. That one red candle, you know, it's highly unlikely it's going to turn around from that one red candle. All right, don't overstay your welcome here, right? Start tightening up your stops. We're starting the new cycle. Now, that doesn't mean you go in on puts because you think you're calling the top, right? That doesn't mean that, because puts is underneath 76.77. You're in an uptrend. You're high above the water. You don't want to fight the trend. Okay? Do not fight the trend. You're too above the water. Your puts are going to be, I already have it highlighted. There's no reason to think about puts until you get here. Now, if you want to risk it, that's on you. If you think you know where the top is, that's on you. I've never been able to call the top. You know, I get lucky, but that's luck. Who wants to trade off of luck? I want data. You know what data is going to tell me when I get down here? That this is the top, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with taking the minor profit from underneath 76.77 to, let's say, 76 flat. I'm okay with this profit instead of pulling my hair out, hoping that it goes down all the way from here. I'm okay with here to here, then hoping from here to here. You know, that's just me. I know once I get down here that the statistics are heavily in my favor. Heavily in my favor. I know up here they're against me. Why am I gonna go against, you know, it's not gonna happen. If you want to do that, that's on you. I don't trade like that. I don't need to get every single red penny. Nope, that's greed. I want this to be sustainable. I want this to be repeatable. And if I know what the criteria is, and if I miss out from 680 all the way to 76, 77, fine. If I miss this move, oh well. Because believe me, I've already missed this move here. I missed from green all the way here. I just decided, like, all right, I'm not gonna trade anymore. I don't like price action. And then look, see, I told you, don't call the top. You'll know the top when you get somewhere down here. That's just what it is. Okay, I'm gonna let this play out. There's nothing for me to do here. It's just grinding up in annoying fashion. So, you know what? I'm gonna recap because I don't want people sitting here with me just being completely silent. I'm gonna recap really quick. Here goes our trades from today. The initial move, we identified the magenta and our purple and our magenta algorithm. Our initial put was right here on the break of this magenta. Hopefully everyone got all this. Then we identified the green, and we noticed on the break of our green, we wanted to build in blue and then break the green. So we built in blue and broke the green for calls. So that's why I have the green arrow here. So this was a win. Again, we built in blue, broke our green for more calls, and we're still in this win. I drew this path, I don't even know how long ago. This was, I don't even need to say anything. There's no one on the internet doing this. There's no one on the internet doing this right here that you see happening right in front of your face. It's just not happening. Send me an email, LiveSPYTrading@gmail.com, or else you're just going to be sitting on the sidelines. You're not going to be engaged. You're not going to be involved. And then eventually, when I pull the rug out from underneath you, you're going to be upset and you're going to be lost. So join now while the price is reasonable, right? You join now while it's cheap, because the price is only going to go up. We're only getting better as time goes on. People are making money, and you're just sitting there trying to be cheap. You'd rather spend $100 on OnlyFans and cigarettes and cocaine, and it's probably not even good cocaine. You're spending money on that, but you won't spend money to improve your financial situation. This is insane, right? You're working against yourself. I'm showing you proof every day of how to do it. If you're sitting here right now watching me, it's because you have the same drive and determination that I do. So you have to join, right? You've only taken half the step. Take the full step. It's free. You're not going to risk anything. and I implore you, talk to the members. This isn't me trying to money grab and just trying to get you in and trying to get all your data or try to sell it or whatever you think is happening. That's not happening. Talk to the members. I'm not here trying to money grub or money grab. That's not it. That is not it. Now, granted, I do take a lot of time and effort for what I'm teaching, and that comes at a price, right? Because there's nothing you're gonna do, because your time is valuable. So I'm spending time with you. So my time is also valuable, just like your time is valuable. So if there is a contribution, you're contributing to the time and effort that I spend to make this sustainable for you, because I know I'm fully aware that eventually you're not going to need me anymore. You're going to learn the pattern. I'm aware of this, right? So use the time now while it's cheap. Join the Discord. You're going to learn what you need to know. You're going to venture off on your own eventually, fully aware, but you're only getting half the information if you're not on the Discord, right? You're trying to trade off of someone else's chart that is, and you may not know the vernacular, you may not know the structure, you may not know the setups, and it's difficult, right? It's difficult. It's free. Send me an email. It's free. If you don't like it, then you don't ever have to sign back in. And you'll probably be kicked out anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay, look at this play, this original path that I drew. It actually went to full profit. It went to full profit, right? I drew it, you know, this is me freehanding, but I mean, dang, really? Look at the precision on my freehand of profit, bruh. I don't know what else to say. DJ, I just read your comment. Book of sugar. I love that. Hell yeah. Book of sugar. I love that term. I don't know why that makes me giggle, but that's funny, DJ. Thank you for that. But I mean, look at the precision. Look at this precision. I drew this path. I don't know how long ago. This is full profit. Now look, if you're new and you're seeing me draw the path and you're seeing the price follow the path exactly, listen, this is 80% of the time, and maybe that's even generous, I get it right. There's still a 20% you need to take it into account, okay? So and the reason why I'm saying that is don't blindly follow my path like, oh, he drew a path, that means it's gonna happen. No. That's not what this means. The path means that the path is showing you what needs to happen first, right? Because again, the market is a series of if-then statements. If the price does X, Y, and Z, then I take this action. If-then statements. If the price does that, then I do this. So I'm showing the path. If it breaks green, if it breaks this other green ranger, then I buy a call. And then to the contrary, if it breaks this magenta and if it breaks this red, then I buy a put. It's a series of if-then statements, right? Very simple. You really don't even think too hard, right? It's pretty much set out in front of you. The only thing that we need to be cautious of is understanding when the market's oversold or overbought. Understanding that. You know, sometimes we gotta understand, look, the market's exhausted. It needs to retrace. We're oversold or we're overbought. So maybe the break of this green isn't gonna give us the best result at this time. Maybe we needed more liquidity to build up. For you to understand this, you need to have experience in the Discord so you can see me and experience me repeating the same thing over and over and over, so you'll recognize the pattern. And it takes time. So I'm not offering you a get rich quick scheme. I'm not saying I'm going to tell you break of this and it's going to work every single time. That's not what I'm saying. I'm training you how to be an actual day trader, right? And actual day traders, you're going to take a loss. This is the part of the game, right? If you think you're going to be day trading and never take a loss, think about doing something else with your life. Think about doing something else with your life. But understanding that there's loss involved. We're not worried about it. Why? Because we have the data to show that we have a strategy where our losses are mitigated and we maximize the profit. And it takes time for you to get there. And I'm rambling just because I'm talking, because I don't want people to sit here on YouTube just watching candles play out. I'm explaining why you're here on YouTube watching. Okay, let's see if we form a head here. We want to see if we get this one, this one, this one, this one. I went out of order. Hold on. Now I got to do it all again. Darn it. I went out of order. Why'd I do that? Okay, look at the 5-minute chart. If you're on YouTube, you don't have access to the 5-minute chart. Send me an email. You'll get access to it. Okay, so this breathe played out, right? Perfect. That breathe played out absolutely perfect. I actually called the exact I drew the exact path, the exact top. You know, I get it right 80% of the time. That was luck. You know, did I know it was going to turn around at 80.83? Absolutely not. It's just my mind's eye that was able to catch the liquidity. And listen, it'll happen for you too. It just takes time. I'm not just saying that. You'll be able to spot it without any of these lines or charts or any of this. Well, not a chart, but without any of the algorithms, you'll be able to spot it too. It just takes time. So look, we're not interested in puts until our first trigger is going to be below this green. First of all, the only reason this green is here is just to show this is me gloating, the win, right? To show the win to the world that I told everyone to buy a call on this point right here. If the price gets above this, I said everyone buy a call. And so that's why this is still here. But and unless we get underneath this green, we're not looking for puts. Would it be great to catch the very top right here? Sure, it would be. But do you know that this is the top? Right now, do you know that this is the top? No. Okay, good. So be quiet. %. Jeez. Good job, DC. Great job, my friend. You're really killing it. I will caution you. Take your time. Okay? Take your time. What? You guys held all that time? DJ and DC, you guys. I can't believe you held. I love it. I love it, right? Implementing the exit strategy. Absolutely love it. Look at you all just. Oh man. Look. Don't be afraid to help the other members, right? Do not be afraid. Let them know what you're doing. Don't be afraid to be wrong. You know it's really hard to be wrong twice in a row. Look, DC, DJ, if you guys are in there making things happen and you're not afraid to be vocal, you know, maybe people out there want some help. I can't believe you guys held all this time. Look how amazing that is. Okay, also, if you're holding all this time, chances are you're using one of the entry and exit strategies from lesson, 7 or 8? So you should be, when you're journaling, you should be noting which strategy you use, because you know, the data is going to be better, so you'll know which one has a higher, is more beneficial, right? As far as win rate and as far as profit. So all of this is a business, right? So it's not just like, oh, I took a trade, I win. We need more data, right? So it should be, which strategy worked. What you need to be journaling. This is my exit. I used strategy number 2 from the exit entry and exit strategy, and number 2 produced this result. And you know, you need data to show number 2 works for me, number 1 works for me, number 3 works for me, and then you'll know how to trade better. You're gonna build your trading repertoire. This is how you make it your own. And look, we're still above the water, right? We're still above the water. Once we start to touch the water line, then that's probably when we're gonna start to run out of steam, right? Once we touch the water line, remember that. So if you're looking for exits, once we touch the water line, maybe that's, hold on, let me go on mute and I'll talk to Discord. Okay, I'm back. What an amazing day. I'm going to take this time right now to do some admin. So I'm going to borrow the charts really quick. When I say admins, I'm going to post our wins for the day. Man, I'll probably leave the key levels here, even though I know I changed the colors a bit on key levels of Green Ranger and Red Ranger, but Discord, you'll know what it means, so I'm not too worried about you guys. But I do this for accounting purposes, so no one can ever tell us different, right? We always have data and records to show that LST is a good idea for people. We have the data. So give me a moment, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna do some admin. Okay, Discord, I posted the wins for the session. This last, wow, look at this call that I suggested with the green. This is a huge win. This is a big win. Look, it's 3 points. 3 points. Today's been a good day. Today's been a very excellent day. Couldn't have asked for anything better. So yeah, if you're sitting on YouTube, there's no reason to sit here and trade by yourself. We got a whole team in here. They're doing very well. You don't have to believe me. Send me an email, LiveSPYTrading@gmail.com. I'll get you sorted. And I believe some of these members could probably also get you sorted. They're pretty good. They're pretty good in a short period of time. So here's the thing. What's taken me years, these members are getting in, honestly. I think DJ got it in. DJ never looked back. DJ actually joined and never went red. So as far as I know. But look at the money that's being printed right now. I told you it's going to be an annoying grind in a direction. It's going to be just initial move and then an annoying grind, right? So look, the initial move, boom, boom, annoying grind. Here it is. Initial move, annoying grind. Look at the money. There's nothing for me to say. We had a, oh my goodness. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm still here. I'm just gonna walk around, look at, hold on, look at the money that's being printed. Look at the money that's being printed. Here we go. Let's go. Let's go. Wow. Wow. Just for the record, this was our call entry right here. This was our call entry. Actually, we had another one over here as well. Look at the money we're... Wow. I don't even know what to say anymore. DJ and DC. You guys. Oh my goodness. Look at the money you guys are printing right now. Can you believe I didn't take this trade? I did not take this trade. Oh my goodness. Look at the perfect entry. Oh wow. I'm happy for you guys though. I really am. Look at this money. It's still going. Oh my goodness. Look at D. Okay, DJ is just weird flexing now. DJ is just weird flexing. He did one for science. Okay, next time you're gonna do it for science. Yeah, next time for science. DJ, you're doing a weird flex. You're flexing on everybody right now, talking about I'm doing a challenge. DJ is not challenging anymore. Look at the money that's being printed. Look, you can't tell me you didn't make your contribution for the month in maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So I'm trying to tell y'all, look, I'm trying to tell you, I identified the perfect entry. Jesus Christ, look at the money. I told you the home runs are gonna come. The home runs will come. Stick to the strategy. Take your little wins and let the home runs come. Oh my goodness. $138%. and 138%. And some people think that the day trading's risky. YouTube keeps telling people unreliable claims. Yeah, good luck. Good luck with unreliable claims. So DJ, if you want, do me a favor. If you want to reissue this challenge inside of the either the long-term plays, we'll do the water cooler. We'll go to the water cooler and issue this challenge. Because I like that. I think it's fun. I think that's fun. Okay, let's let the market absorb all this. We'll see where we go from here. I'm probably gonna call it soon. I got another 15 minutes. I'm gonna get the holiday started early. We had an absolutely phenomenal day, and you know, my bias kind of led me in the wrong direction. But I'm glad I told everyone, don't listen to my bias. Listen to your bias, not mine. Everything worked out perfect today. If we look at our 5-minute chart, I actually changed it up, but it was set up earlier today perfectly. On the 1-minute chart though, quick recap, we had our first entry to get us started was puts on the break of this magenta right here. Puts, that was a good win. We had calls on the break of this green. We had calls right here on the break of this green and this green ranger right here. And this one is still winning. So if you're interested in learning how to trade with us, send me an email, LiveSPYTrading@gmail.com. I'm going to get you sorted out. I'm going to let this run for a few more minutes and I'm going to call it because, you know, I didn't take this last trade, unfortunately. However, we did take trades today. We're green for the day, and why risk our money? We got the holiday coming up. We know we got to buy gifts for people. I need to save this money. So if you're green for the day, call it a day. Stop being greedy. I'll be right back. Don't overtrade. We're still above the water. Okay, I think I'm going to call it from here. We had a great day. Today's been an amazing day. I want everyone to have a good holiday. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. I'm going to recap again. Don't overstay your welcome on the break of this magenta, by the way. If you're taking this put, do not overstay your welcome on the break of the magenta because you don't want to fight the trend, right? I told you where it's going to be. It has to be down here. Minimum, we're not going to start looking for puts until we get below green. This is going to be... Anyways, I'll talk to you later. But here's the deal for the rest of the year. I'm going to have one rate increase. This will be the only one. For the first year to lock in members who really put in the time and effort and put their trust in me. I'm going to lock you in at a good price. Forever, right? Your price will never change, and I hope that the first 10 people that get locked in, I got plans for you guys, much bigger plans for I'd say about 10 of us. I don't know if we're gonna have bandwidth for more than 10, but so we're gonna get locked in, 10 of us, and then we're gonna do some good work from there. For newer members, join now. Join now if you're thinking about it, because then next month when the price goes up, you're gonna be like, God damn it. Not that it matters, because we make we make the contribution in 5-10 minutes. It's I'm pretty sure some of the members have paid for like a forever contribution today, right? But anyways, you're gonna be locked in. The members, you're going to be locked in. It's going to be a slight increase. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be an increase, but you're going to be locked in forever. And then the new members, you're going to be subject to change. So hurry up and get in. Starting next year, sometime in December, the price is going to go up. I'm not sure if it's going to be after Christmas or after the new year, but it's going to go up. We're only getting better. And it's also worth it, right? This is a valuable skill that I'm teaching you, that I'm sharing with you, even if you don't want to learn, even if you just want to sit by and just wait for the break of whatever and take your trades, that's fine too. But it's a skill that is sustainable, and I believe it's valuable. And if you find value in that, send me an email. We'll get you sorted. We're gonna get a whole new life for you. We're gonna get a whole new life for you. And if you think it's expensive, you're wrong. It depends. Relatively speaking, one contract can, I'd say on average between, at the money, let's say 120, 170 bucks on average. Sometimes in volatility, contract pricing can be elevated. It's rarely over $300 for one contract. And just because you buy a contract, let's say for $300, you're not risking all $300, right? You have a stop loss on that money. So, out of those 300, if you only wanted to risk $10, you can do that. So it's not like, oh, you lost that money forever. You put a stop loss. Even if you wanted $10, even if you wanted your stop loss to be $1, technically you could do it, right? So you can control it. It's not like, I get it. I know what people say. This is a gamble, yada yada yada, and it's risky, and they're not wrong, right? They're not wrong. If you're following the wrong people, or if you're following the wrong information, yeah, it's going to be risky, and it's going to feel like you're gambling, right? I don't think anyone in the Discord feels like we're gambling. I think we're taking calculated risks. I think that we identify liquidity, we identify the risk, we employ a risk management strategy that makes us profitable. And we have the data to prove it. If you're interested in learning how to trade with us, send me an email, LiveSPYTrading@gmail.com. I'll get you sorted. And this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Now, we do have members that have been making it look like that. But I caution those members to do not over-leverage, right? Take your time. And when you do start to go to multiple contracts, again, take your time. Maybe lower your delta so you can, I also have a lesson on that. Lower your delta maybe to help you with the risk management, but take your time when you get to multiple contracts. It doesn't, because I know you're saying like, oh, well, I've been doing one contract all this time. Well, what if I just multiply it by whatever number? I get it. That makes sense. However, if we want this to be a thing, it has to be slow, sustainable, repeatable growth. Right? We need to build that account to where you can employ the strategy during multiple contract environment, and that takes capital, and that's going to take capital from building the account and your single contracts. Don't over leverage. I know you want to get there quick. I get it. It's worth it. Just wait a little bit. Just be patient. Single contracts for right now. I'm going to get you there. You're going to see $1,000 in a day is going to be, just the normal, just your standard. But it takes time. Let's say 5 to 1,000, 5 to 700. It's going to be normal for you, right? Even in little tiny movement, even in little movements like this, you'll see, even just this little movement here, it's very possible. Okay, so that's been my time. I want everyone to enjoy their holiday. Really think about what you want for your future, and think about what you're willing to do for it, because the thing that you're not willing to do, someone else is willing to do it. Remember that. Okay, it's been my time. YouTube, it's been a pleasure. Send me an email, LiveSPYTrading@gmail.com. I'll get you sorted out. Have a great Thanksgiving. Have a great holiday, and we'll see you when we return. Have a good day. Goodbye.